All right, let's go through some stuff here since they kicked Jessica Jepson off the Board of Ill Health. Let's do a little research. This is an official newspaper. Let me see if you can see it. Salk vaccine, safe and effective. You read that? You see the picture of, this is Jonas Salk here. That's Basil O'Connor and Tommy Francis. Salk's got his arms crossed and his legs crossed. You think they would be happy that they just wiped out polio, huh? Because they knew that they didn't wipe out anything. But in this paper, in the body of this paper, it says 428 kids got polio from the shot. 428 kids got polio from the shot. 749,000 kids did not get polio. So what are they saying? That the kids didn't get polio because of the shot? That's kind of stupid. That's very, very stupid. They hear the words, we wiped out polio, and they believe it. See, I was there in 1954. There were 40 million kids like me, 13 and older, that did not get the shot and did not get polio. How do you explain that? And the commissioners voted Jessica Jepson off the board because she had the balls to say that she had received peer-reviewed studies from the community about how deadly the vaccine is. And she said it on a private class reunion post. Are these other people saying it's safe and protects? What do they know about the cause of disease and its prevention? Not a damn thing. They shouldn't call this the Board of Health or any Board of Health in the country. It should be called the Board of Ill Health. They're all programmed with the crap they learned and memorized in school. You know, you go to school, they give you a book, you memorize it, and you test. And you get them all the answers right, and you're a good boy, good girl, you got A's, you're smart. No, you're programmed. They don't teach you to think. They don't today, they didn't in my time, they don't ever. They're all programmed with the crap they learned in school. I gave them all my book, so they have no excuse. Here's my answer to their COVID lies and ignorance. I want to show you. I just got a new shirt. Well, let me get up so you can see it. You can stick your vaccine mandates up your ass. I urge everybody to go out and get a shirt like this. It's time to stand up, not stand in. You people in Porter County can get them at Blythe's, by the way. They're reasonable. But I want to show you the ball breaker of we wiped out polio. All vaccines, all 72 vaccines are given little children today are based upon the lie that they wiped out polio. And here's the proof. I have a copy of the field trial of 1954 that Thomas Francis Jr. was given the title of overseeing it for the University of Michigan. It was a joke. I have all the books and papers on it. There it is. See Thomas Francis' name's right there on top? This is the field trial report that said on my newspaper, the vaccine is safe and effective. And then 428 kids got polio. Check this out. Where the red is marked. Now I'm going to read it to you. This is Thomas Francis and his gang of criminals that set out to miseducate the entire medical profession and succeeded beyond their wildest dreams. Obviously, it is difficult or impossible to say with certainty that a given illness, disease, disability, or death is or is not related to vaccination. They didn't tell anybody in the 1950s that. Because if they would have, they'd have fallen on their ass with their vaccine. And then check this out. This will blow your mind. Where the red line is. I'll read it. The purpose of the field trial was not to prove that the vaccine was protective, but rather to measure the effect, if any, of an untried product. To measure the effect of an untried product that was not proven to protect against polio. They knew it. They knew it. And you know, today they've asked the CDC for proof of isolation of virus, and then they write back and say, we don't have any. Check this out. In the ensuing years, some of the laboratories have however, sought further identification of the other agents, which were isolated. The virus prevalent in Massachusetts has been extensively studied, and Dr. Enders, that's John Enders, that lion son of a gun, has provided the following information. Of 45 viruses isolated in 1954 from cases diagnosed as poliomyelitis, John Enders is saying he isolated 45 different viruses. They don't have the one virus, that's poison, like in snake venom. This is what they're isolating. And then, here's another one about Salk. Suck is a better name for him. Salk's observations followed closely upon other notable advances in the understanding of the pathogenesis and immunology of poliomyelitis. In 1949, Bowden, Howe, and Morgan, three big liars, I got their records, established the existence of at least 3 distinct types of poliomyelitis virus. Now, when they're doing the typing program, they pulled out 100 so-called viruses out of infections and pus. And they narrowed them down into 3. That's because if they give you one shot and you got polio, they blame it on the other virus or the third virus. Soon thereafter, cooperative research in 4 different university laboratories confirmed these findings and established their epidemiological significance. This typing program, sponsored by the National Foundation, suggested that efforts to control poliomyelitis as immunological means must be concerned only with the 3 varieties of the virus that have been isolated from human infections. Again, they're dealing with the result of disease, infections, or pus. I don't know what to tell you, folks. This stuff vaccines have never saved one life. They've never prevented one disease. Nobody wiped out polio. Nobody wiped out smallpox. And my book proves that by historical documents. So I've said what I had to say. I'm a little upset with this crap that's going on. I can't wait to wear my shirt tomorrow and every day, everywhere I go. And I'm going down to the courthouse next week to wear it around there too. So you take it easy, and I'll talk to you later.